Delta is here, bringing emulation to the iPhone. Hello everyone, welcome back. So before we get started looking at Delta Game Emulator, let me give you a brief overview of how this actually came to be. So historically, Apple has been against allowing emulators onto the App Store, but due to the EU Digital Markets Act and the US scrutinizing Apple for basically being a monopoly, they have been forced to open up. And, well, they sort of are doing that. They are allowing some emulators, but not all. So, for example, they don't allow certain emulators that use certain software to translate between different architectures due to performance and security reasons, apparently. But one emulator they have allowed onto the App Store is a Nintendo emulator called Delta Game Emulator, and that emulates Nintendo DS, Nintendo Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, them things, NES, Super Nintendo, SNES things, Nintendo 64. So yeah, a lot of retro Nintendo consoles can actually be emulated from this app, and you can download game ROMs from the internet and play them on your iPhone now. So this has definitely made waves in the retro gaming community, because now iPhone users can play their retro games on their iPhone, whereas before they couldn't. So yeah, that's kind of a brief overview, well, brief-ish overview of what has happened. And yeah, so without further ado, let's actually show you the Delta emulator, and more importantly, talk about the accessibility, because I know there are some blind folks out there that want to try this out. So let's look at how accessible it is with VoiceOver. Alright, so this, what you are seeing now, for those who can actually see the screen, is the Delta emulator interface. Now, the way this works is it categorizes all your games by console. So at the minute, I have one NES game, Nintendo Entertainment System, and that is
Super Mario Brothers 2 E!
Super Mario Brothers 2 E. I don't know what the E is about. And I can literally 3-finger scroll sideways
Super
to
Mario
go
Kart U! SNES. Heading.
SNES. We have
Super Mario Kart U!
Super Mario Kart,
Super Mario World U!
and Super Mario World. Now, to play one of these, you literally just have to tap, and you get the interface. This has custom controller skins, and you could also play with a controller. So as you can see there, wait, where's the sound?
Silent mode. Ring mode. Ring.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there's no.
Microphone
Okay, that's all right, because yeah, I don't know if.
VoiceOver off.
I don't know. Okay, so naturally I can't really see what the frig I'm doing on here, but you literally basically playing the game as if you're on the old console. which is pretty damn impressive. Now, to bring up the menu, you press the menu button, and this is the interface. And let's put voiceover on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, you stupid thing.
Super Mario World.
Voiceover on.
What the? Okay, I don't know why it does this sometimes.
Voiceover on.
There we go.
Super Mario World. Super Mario World. U! Exclamation point.
So there we have the game title.
Super Mario. Main menu. Button.
Main menu.
Paused. Heading.
Paused.
Resume. Button.
Resume.
Save state.
Save state.
Load state. Load state.
Load state.
Cheat codes.
Cheat codes.
Fast forward.
Fast forward.
Hold buttons.
Hold buttons. So this is basically like the controls, the interface when you're in a game. Okay, I'm just gonna go
Main menu.
main menu,
Button.
and now here is where I can test out the accessibility properly, because in something like, okay, hold on.
Super Mario Kart. U! Exclamation point. Who wants to be a millionaire? Second edition. GPC.
Yeah, Game Boy Color, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, second edition. I can actually use screen recognition to read out the questions. The only problem with the Game Boy second edition of Millionaire is that you're on a 30-second timer, so there's not even much time to read the questions and do the answer and all that stuff. It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit tight. But let's just see how well it goes from a voiceover perspective.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Okay, so the game is up. Usually you'd hear the sound effects in 8-bit. Okay, hold on. So, while that's coming up, you do have the controller that's based off of the Game Boy Color. And you can also choose custom skins. I'm not really going to cover the custom skins thing because it's hit and miss, and I don't know. When it comes to DS, I like the classic skin that you can download. But yeah. Anyway.
Words. Speak. Screen recognition.
Screen
Off.
recognition
On. CCS 2000 Valley Crest Productions. Press start.
Press start. So.
Start. Start. Start.
Start. Okay.
How many contestants?
How many contestants?
How many contestants? One player, multiplayer.
One player. Okay, one player is already highlighted. Okay, this.
An illustration of a black star against a purple background.
Alright, yeah, this is one problem. The controls are not really thingy. So.
Voiceover off.
Let's just do that. One player. Again, this is not very accessible. So let's just hit. Wait, oh yeah. Hit start. Here we go.
Voiceover on. Delta. Screen recognition on. What is a baseball term for a batter who substitutes for another batter? A switch hitter. B shat. What is a baseball term for a what is a baseball term for a batter who substitutes for another batter? A switch hitter. Shadow hitter. C clip hitter. D pinch hitter. Press select for lifelines. What is a baseball term for a batter who substitutes for another batter? Voiceover off.
I'm just gonna guess. Ah, it was D. Oh well. So yeah, from an accessibility point of view, it's pretty decent. It would be nice if they could implement some kind of text OCR thing built into the player, into the emulator type thing. But it's still cool. Let's just exit out of there.
Voiceover on. Settings. Button. Off. Word. Characters.
So we do have a settings button up here.
Button. Setting. Button. Settings.
Button settings.
Actions available.
Yeah.
Activate the dismiss pop-up window.
And there you
Button.
can customize stuff. It's, you know, what you'd expect in things like this, you know, to be able to change stuff and that. Player 1.
Player 1. Touch screen.
Touch screen.
Player 2.
Player 2.
Player 3. Player 4.
So yeah, this does support multiplayer.
Controller skins. Heading.
Controller
Nintendo.
skins.
Nintendo. Super Nintendo. Game Boy.
You can choose the
Game
skins.
Boy. Customize the appearance of each system.
Customize
Controller
appearance.
Controller opacity. 70%.
Controller opacity.
70%. Determines out game audio. Respect silent mode.
Game audio.
Respect
Respect silent mode.
When enabled, haptic feedback. Buttons.
Haptics.
Controls. When enabled. Delta sync. Service. Sync status. Service.
Delta.
Google Drive. Button.
Delta sync.
Sync status. Button. Sync your games. Save data. Save states. And sheets between devices. Haptic touch. Head. Home screen shortcuts. Button. Context menu previews.
Context menu previews.
Context menu previews. Preview games and saves. Core settings. Nintendo DS. Melons. Button.
Okay, so this is the core settings. You have to like configure
Core
this,
info.
but
Heading.
I've already configured it, so excuse me. I don't need to worry about that. But when you're setting this up and you want to play DS games, you have to basically download the firmware and BIOS files. It's kind of a bit stupid, but yeah, it is what it is.
Nintendo DS. Melons. Search. Search feed. Button. Explore image. Activate. Default.
So, all in all, this is actually quite impressive. Well, that was sure interesting, exploring the accessibility of an emulator that is on an iPhone. Anyway, that will be it for this video. Don't forget to do the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, share the video around, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Peace.